Now, of course, to make this work, you don't need a tax deduction. If people borrow from a mortgage, in most cases it's tax deductible. Please see a qualified tax professional to make sure you don't end up in any tax traps. Okay? For business owners, there's also other ways to make what you borrow tax deductible, but that's the subject of another video. So why don't we go on and okay, but I don't know about you, but I'm not interested in borrowing at 5% and only earning 5%. I'm planning on earning a little bit more than that over the longer term, say 7.5%, 8%. But before I talk about that, I want to talk about something called the Rule of 72. Rule of 72. Now, this is a really cool concept and it can do a lot of things for you. But one of the things knowing the Rule of 72 will do is it will tell you how many years at a certain interest rate will it take for your money to double. Okay? So let's say you're earning 6% interest and you want to know how long will it take my $100,000 to double. So you would divide 72 by 6 and that equals 12 years. Okay? If you're only earning 3% interest, you divide 72 by 3% and it'll be 24 years for your money to double. Doesn't matter if it's $5 or $100,000 or $5 million. The Rule of 72 will tell you, simply divide the interest rate into 72, tells you how long it will take for your money to double. Now, incidentally, for those people who are planning on retirement, this is an interesting thing. 3% is kind of like an average inflation rate. So if you retire at $50,000 a year at age 65, you have to have enough money in 24 years. You have to be living on $100,000 because it'll take 24 years. You'll be 89 years old then. And what you used to buy for $50,000 when you were 65 is now going to cost you $100,000. That assumes a 3% inflation rate. But again, that's a subject for another video too. Okay, now I'm planning on borrowing at 5 and earning 7.5%, 8%. Let's call it 7.2. Well, goodness, 72 divided by 7.2% interest is 10 years. That means my money is going to double every 10 years. Now, if I invest at 7.2% instead of the 5% here, my $100,000 in 10 years equals 200K. Okay? Now that 200K is going to double again in 2 years. So it's going to equal 400K in 20 years. Okay? Now I'm going to erase this and watch again what we're going to do. Remember this figure. $100,000 invested over 10 years is going to double at 7.2% to $200,000. And in 20 years, it's going to equal $400,000, okay? Well, I'll just make some room down here. Okay. Now, remember, we borrowed that $100,000. This is what we earn. This is what we pay. We borrowed that $100,000, and let's say 5% interest was fixed over 10 years. Well, of course, as we already saw, 10 times 5% interest is $5,000 equals $50,000. And of course, if we borrowed over 20 years at 5,000 interest a year, again, this is simple interest, this is compound interest, it's going to cost us $100,000. So look at how this concept of simple versus compound interest works. We have to pay our $100,000 back, and we paid over 20 years $100,000 of interest on top of that. So our cost, borrowing, paying that back, and $100,000 of interest for over that 20-year period of time is here. Well, look here. Earning 7.2% and paying 5%, we have a $200,000 profit. $200,000 by borrowing today, paying interest, may or may not be tax deductible, immaterial. $400,000 over here. We pay back the $200,000 because we had interest and the borrowing cost. $200,000 profit. So, I hope you've enjoyed this lesson. If you want to learn more about this concept and some other great concepts that will help you retire in the style that you're dreaming about, I'm going to make you a deal. I'll send you a 90-minute, can't spell today, 90-minute DVD and a paperback book that will explain this concept and many, many more that can truly make a difference in your financial life. And I'll send that to you for my cost, which is $29.97, and heck, I'll even pay for shipping and handling. So just go to the website that will show up at the end of this video, place your order, I'll get it right out in the mail, and you can learn about these concepts and ones that are even more powerful to make a tremendous difference in your retirement. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. Until next time, this is Mark Orr.